Well, the Denver Broncos had an interesting enough free agency and draft to kind of make it seem like they're not really in rebuild mode, but they still are a few pieces out, I think. They added Evan Ingram. Cortland Sutton starting to age, but still looks pretty good. RJ Harvey, of course, the rookie. The offensive line is good. Not really Madden good, but, in real life, they're pretty good. Marvin Mims, of course, we'll see how what does it be, year 3 for him is going to pan out. And of course, you had like Vele that stepped up. Bo Nix had an incredible year. Defensively, some good, but also some aging players. But you did add Dre Greenlaw and Hufunga that are going to be some really nice additions to this defense, I think. They're going to really take it over the top. You draft Jahdae Barron, Patrick Surtain, of course, Riley Moss. Got to work on the D-line a little bit and probably that linebacker core. But outside of that, I think there's some really, really good pieces here. And at the midseason, 4-3. It's a good starting point for us. A playoffs year 1 would be awesome. And as far as re-signing players go, I don't think we re-sign anybody to start. They're aging veterans that I don't think we need around. We'll be able to replace people in the draft. Cortland Sutton leading the way in receiving. Bo Nix, not a great year. 10 touchdowns, 12 picks. RJ Harvey's doing all right. I'd like to see a little bit better out of him. Cortland Sutton, almost 700 yards, 1 touchdown. Vele with 7 touchdowns. Evan Ingram with 1. Pretty decent offensive line numbers. Alex Singleton in tackles, John Franklin Myers in TFLs, and Nick Benito in sacks with 6.5. And, not a lot of interceptions, but a bunch of people have 1. So at least we are forcing some turnovers. And yeah, we're just going to have to keep on going through year 1. There's not a lot we can do here. And even though we were holding it together at the midseason, we don't finish out the year that way. And Bo Nix had a terrible year, so I really just didn't see us winning like that. 4,200 yards is great. 34 touchdowns, great. 20 interceptions, not so much. RJ Harvey, 800 yards, 4 touchdowns, not great. Receiving, Cortland Sutton, 1,302 touchdowns. Vele, 1,123 touchdowns is insane. 7-2 for Mims, 6-4 for Evan Ingram. Mike McGlinchey being our worst offensive lineman. Not terrible numbers though. Our left guard didn't. Ben Powers might be offensive lineman of the year. That'd be pretty awesome. Defensively, Singleton leading the way in tackles. John Franklin Myers in TFLs, potentially a depth trait there. And Nick Benito in sacks with 12, 9.5 for Myers, 7.5 for Zach Allen. 6 interceptions for Surtain, 4 for Brandon Jones, 3 for Greenlaw, 2 for a pile of others, or for 3 others. So, I'm happy with those numbers. Those are some pretty good numbers. Even though we didn't get into the playoffs, we might find our way into some depth traits. Well, that's a new and super original Super Bowl. Philly and Kansas City. They couldn't have come up with anything better there. MVP's Joe Burrow. Not gonna see ourselves there. Now, Devon Vele did win Offensive Player of the Year, so he will get a depth trait. Hopefully a nice overall boost. No Defensive Player of the Year, even though Nick Benito is on the list. Offensive Rookie, RJ Harvey is at 3. Defensive Rookie, Jahdae Barron's going to be there, but he didn't have great stats. Best quarterback, probably not. And we make the list, but, let's be realistic here. Not on the best running back. Best receiver goes to Devon Vele. Offensive lineman, I thought Ben Powers would have been a little higher up after not giving up any sacks. Best defensive lineman, John Franklin Myers down there at 9. Best linebacker, Nick Benito at 2. Best defensive back, Patrick Surtain's at 4. And best kicker, Will Lutz is down there at 6. So Vele did get some awards, which, I kind of figured 23 touchdowns. You're going to get some awards somewhere. And depth traits, Vele goes up and gets a nice overall boost. Nobody else on offense goes up or down, though. Defensively, John Franklin Myers goes up to superstar dev. I kind of saw that one coming. That's going to be a nice little bump. And, hopefully he develops a little bit more for us. And the Eagles win the Super Bowl. I guess, it's kind of how it happened in real life. It is technically 2024 in the game, but we're going to count this as their second in a row. They go back to back. And before we look at our negotiations, if y'all could do me a huge favor, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you enjoy Madden content, we try to do as much as we can over here on this channel. Let me know down in the comments what team you want to see next, and give me your predictions for Denver's record. Now, renegotiating or negotiating or re-signing, whatever you want to call it, we're not doing any of it. All these guys are leaving. We're just going to look in the free agency for some better talent. All right, well, I'm really not super interested in CJ Mosley, but on a one-year deal, just to buy us some time to draft a middle linebacker, I'm going to bring him in. I don't think we're going to get him, but there is just not a lot of good talent in this free agency class. Like, everybody's in the 30s. You don't have a lot of, I don't know why Dylan Sampson's there. You don't have a lot of young guys, and you don't really have any good young players either. I mean, Marquise Brown is here, but a normal dev, 29-year-old, not interested. Just not interested in any of these older players that aren't that good. Same with tight end. Same, the offensive line, I could find some upgrades, but Ben Powers didn't let up a sack. So do I really look to replace him? Mike McGlinchey is the only one, but am I going to replace Mike McGlinchey with another aging right tackle and Rob Havenstein? I just don't see it. Defensive tackle, we do need defensive tackle, but I don't know where to go. I mean, really, I think we just have to focus the draft on defensive tackle, right end. Not really anybody there. We don't need linebacker. We have Greenlaw. We have Nick Benito. Middle linebacker is kind of a decent need. Right outside linebacker, we don't need. Cornerback, we don't need. Safety's not in need right now. We're just kind of in a spot where we don't really need a lot of players or anybody, so we're just going to try to get CJ Mosley, and we get him. He is a veteran that we're going to add to the defense to try to be a little bit better. Well, it's draft time. We have, where's our pick? Pick 14. Yeah, I was really thinking about trading up, depending on where we were picking. We're not going to do it from there just because there's so much we need. And the guy went right before us. That guy, Max Reddick, looked like a generational defensive tackle that I was thinking about going up and getting. We need to fix defense. Antoine Porter. We need a defensive tackle. We lost our guy. This guy looks really good. Should be a hidden dev, ranked 45. Hidden dev player. That's perfect. I think we might have to do the tight end, Trent Copeland. We don't really need a tight end right now. But this level player, I don't think you pass on. I think you go after him when you have the chance to get him. Evan Ingram's aging. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to use Evan Ingram to trade back up into the second round. I kind of don't really know what team is going to want a player like that. So we're just going to try to find out. We're going to see what team is super interested in our aging tight end, Evan Ingram. He's got 2 years left on his deal, so you really don't have to get rid of him. Cincinnati's throwing offers at us. They're a team I wouldn't mind working with if we can just get Dax Hill taken off of here. I'd rather have your second round. I don't even want the fifth. We're going to take that from them. So we do trade back up. We got pick 55. I'm hoping that offensive lineman's there. I don't know that he is either. I think we're going to go after the center. I think center's our best bet. We can upgrade there. Ranked at 87. Hidden dev. That's perfect. We just hidden dev offensive lineman. We still might not be done at offensive line. I just want to draft as many of them as I possibly can. All right, yeah, another guard. Just going to take another offensive lineman. We're going to try to build this offensive line for Bo Nix and RJ Harvey as best as we can. Now, defensive end, we do need. This is a day 3 guy, Andrew Hernandez, that is around 2 to 3 talent. Looks pretty good. Definitely going to help us out a little bit. Normal dev, maybe he develops. I think we're just going to go Doug Bowen. Left tackle, doesn't look, it's probably not going to be good. Yeah, not good. I kind of felt that through and through. Now, I am not upset with this draft class. I mean, really, 70 overalls, or 70 and higher, pretty much across the board. 2 new starting offensive linemen. You get a right end that you can kind of mess around with. Could be good. A useless left tackle, but a brand new tight end and a brand new defensive tackle to put onto this team. This is step 1 in actually building a good team, so I'm perfectly fine with this. All right, year 2 is here, and I think I finally got the lineup that I wanted. Moved Kemp over to tackle, even though he was the left guard that we drafted, just because Powers is coming off a 0-sack season. We'll let him play out. It's easier to draft guard than tackle. I'm going to get Kemp there and develop him. Probably look to do the same on the right side this coming year. We're sitting Wattenberger for Borden. I want the rookie developing. Copeland, of course, the tight end. He's going to get the start. Harvey's starting to develop. Bo Nix hopefully can have a better year than he did last. Defensively, Franklin Myers lost both depth traits, which is kind of stupid because he got them at the end of the year and then just immediately lost them due to regression. So we're going to start Hernandez, the rookie, see if we can get him some TFLs, some sacks, maybe a rookie of the year. Porter, obviously, in there at the starting D tackle spot. Mosley and starting Sanders over Singleton. And the rest of the defense is the same. Just got to keep building off of this and see if we can make the playoffs. Well, 3-3. The 7 seed, second in our division. I have a feeling that's going to change. Kansas City's not going to stay at the bottom for long. It's just, is Bo Nix doing better? He seems to be doing a little bit better. We're going to have to see how that carries throughout the year. RJ Harvey could be better. Receiving numbers, Vele leading the way. Hopefully, if he gets another year like he had and just gets that superstar dev, the Broncos offensive scheme with a slot receiver is going to be just incredibly broken. Not terrible sack numbers. I'm okay with that. Dre Greenlaw leading the way in tackles. Zach Allen in TFLs, and Nick Benito in sacks, as we figured. I'm hoping Andrew Hernandez can do a little bit better than that. 2 picks for Greenlaw, 2 for Surtain, 1 for Hufanga, and 1 for Chris Abrams Drain. Not terrible numbers. I'd like those interception numbers to jump up. The sack numbers I can kind of deal with. They're not the best. I'm just kind of hoping that, it comes together. I don't care what our stats look like as long as we win, to be honest with you. And, Kemp and Borden, both star dev players. Copeland, the tight end, a star dev player. We do not know Porter's dev trait yet, but he is developing pretty good. Hernandez, why is he just no longer a scheme fit? I guess the computer just upgrades whatever, and he's now a speed rusher over a power rusher. Okay, we're going to keep him starting, though. That is the plan. Borden got benched. I want him starting over Wattenberger. We're not giving up a lot of sacks outside of Kemp, so I'm okay with that. National focus scouting, probably going to keep it on defensive end. We need to make sure that position is good. Zach Allen is probably going to be regressing soon or leaving the team anyway. But I do know that Nick Benito is going to get re-signed. We're going to keep him for 5 years, keep him till he's in his 30s. He stays. Janae Barron would still be under contract at this point. So, probably for, what has it been? We'll give him a 3-year. 3-year, $25 million. That's just going to emulate his rookie deal. Zach Allen can go. Cortland Sutton can go. And, I kind of want to trade these guys, but I don't want to give up on the year. So, we're just going to let them walk. RJ Harvey, 2-year, I'm fine with. Maybe bump it up a little bit to like a 2-year 9. Yeah, that just gets him out of his original rookie deal. And, like I said, everybody else, Savion will do the same thing. We'll give him another 2-year whatever. I didn't make this roster, so I don't know about all the contract situations and stuff like that. Everybody else, I'm good with shipping off. We'll just replace in the draft / free agency. Try to get younger and better, more developing pieces onto this team. Really, we were just so streaky. I don't know what happened. Like, I remember mid-season we were 3-3. Then I stop at week 13. We're 4-7, and then we rip off, go 8-9. Just look at that losing streak right there. Just, could not get it together. I don't know if it's Bo Nix. I don't know what it is. He really needs to get it together, though, because he's getting old. 27. Not a great year, not terrible. Rushing, RJ Harvey, decent. Maybe we look for a late round running back. Vele, $12.95, 14 touchdowns. It's pretty decent. What did our rookie tight end do? He did okay. Kemp was terrible. Terrible sack numbers. Don't like that. Defensively, Mosley led the way in tackles. Zach Allen in TFLs. And Nick Bonito in sacks with 8.5. Hernandez with 4. It looks like John Franklin Myers ended up coming back in because he had 6. I mean, whatever. Dre Greenlaw, 3 picks. Sertan with 3. Hufanga with 2. Barron, Mosley, Riley Moss, and Abrams Drain all with 1. I don't like that he stepped back in. It looked like our rookies started to get going there. I say we didn't have, do we have any Dev Porters, Dev? No, Hernandez was still there. Rush right in was Jonah Ellis. He got nothing. Yeah, it's definitely something we're going to have to work on this offseason. I mean, miss out on the playoffs again, 8-9 another year. It is a pretty interesting Super Bowl. Not going to be in any of the Big 2 awards. Probably not going to be an Offensive Player of the Year this year or Defensive Player of the Year. Offensive rookie, Copeland down there at 4. Defensive rookie, I was hoping, Hernandez is up there. Our defensive tackle isn't even up there. I was hoping for a rookie of the year there. Not quarterback, not running back. Receiver, Vele probably makes the list as he does at 4. No offensive lineman on here. Defensive lineman, not going to be their linebacker. I'm sure Nick Bonito is not on the list. Defensive back, nobody on the list. And kicker, Will Lutz at 7. And the Chargers win the Super Bowl. Cole Holcomb winning Super Bowl MVP. What an accolade for him. And to see what our dev trades did, I didn't even look before the Super Bowl to see who went up to see who's going to lose. As Cortland Sutton goes down, Vele's starting to develop a little bit. Man, we really need this offensive line to turn it around. Our rookie center didn't go up at all. And defensively, nobody goes up or down. Sanders is getting benched, and he's better than Singleton. He's probably going to be our starter next year, actually, as C.J. Mosley's going to be gone. God, we got to turn this thing around, man. This is not looking good finishing off year 2 and being where we are. And, we have free agents here. Do we give him a shot? He's a scheme fit. How much money is this going to take? I'm not paying $300 million. I don't want to do it. I feel like there's other places we can improve. Yeah, I think that's going to be these are going to be our targets for the free agency. Just enough. We didn't get the middle linebacker, but we get Rasheed Walker, we get our punter and kicker, and a fullback. I wonder if Nakobe Dean is still available. I'm going to throw a Nakobe Dean contract out there. He's young, he's athletic. He has the chance to make a difference, and he joins. He's going to be a good athletic playmaker to go alongside Drew Sanders as we just now have to focus the draft. We're in another predicament. We have pick 12 this year, so a little bit higher than last year. But you know what? We're going to take our chance with him. Nate McDonald. He's a power rusher. It's what we need. Ranked at 26, normal dev. I knew it. I think we go middle linebacker. I really do. This guy looks pretty good. Round 2 to 3, Darren Foster. A awareness, A hit power. He takes over Drew Sanders' role, maybe. Hidden dev, 21, 6'3", 229. Cody Duval, he was one of those really fast guys, 6 foot tall. Normal dev, 94 speed though. We're going to throw him in the slot. We're going to let that slot cheese take over for our playbook. I think this guy's going to be the true D tackle. And we're going to let the guy we drafted last year step in at the left end. Maybe taking this guy, Joseph Bolden. He's projected round 1 to 2. I know he's a day 3 talent. Just give me something. No. Well, that was a doozy. Not a great year for us. Really, not a great year at all. Or not a great draft anyway. We're going to make Duval the slot receiver and hope that he can just feast with his 94 speed and get a rookie of the year. All right, well, we're trading Drew Sanders away to Seattle for a 4th and a 7th, just getting some draft capital. I don't want him stealing time from our rookie as we try to set up this team and get into the preseason to try to get some of these guys to develop. And to be honest with you, I really wish we would have just tried to make a real effort to sign Aiden Hutchinson in the free agency because, man, has our defensive line just slacked. It has gotten way worse. We moved Porter over to left end. He's not as, I think Stanford's like 381. He's not as big. He's still a run stopper, so he is going to go to that side. Nate McDonald, the rookie, going to be in that right end spot. I just wish a depth trait there would have been great. Foster, middle linebacker 2. I want to put... All right, and we have Duval in that slot spot. That's kind of how I want this whole thing set out. Now, I want the rookie over Jonah Ellis there. I want somebody that's going to develop. I'm okay with the rest of it. Dre Greenlaw being the sub linebacker is fine. We'll just give Harvey that across the board. Hopefully he can start to develop. I really wanted to take a running back this year. We just kind of fell flat and didn't get the spot, or didn't get him at the spot that I thought I was going to be able to. So you win some, you lose some. Year 3, we're here. We got to start winning some games. Well, man, are we going to have a great pick in the draft. 0-6. Bottom of the AFC. It's heartbreaking sometimes. You got some players to re-sign, though. You start with Hufanga. He is a great player. He's only 27 at this point. Mims, I don't really want to keep him, but for that price, I think you do it. He stays. He can be a good third. Riley Moss, same way. He's a great third. We just haven't had the players that we really expect. Now, Brandon Jones and Greenlaw are gone. Same with Smith. Yeah, all those guys are gone. It's, you really just wish you got a little bit better, a little bit faster. If we could have nailed we did really good one of the drafts, or pretty good. We just never got in. I think we focus scout outside linebacker here. Honestly, I'm going to change it from defensive end, especially with the loss of Dre Greenlaw. Now you have Jonah Ellis you can move around, but if I'm not mistaken, I think that's a run stopper role that Dre Greenlaw is in. Like, that's the scheme fit. Team's not really developing. We don't have great weapons. The offensive line is getting better. That is one thing we have improved. Defensively, I don't see us really improving. We have made a lot of picks, and we just have not gotten there. So I'm hoping that maybe we can. We're not winning. There is not a lot of faith. And see, here's what's going to aggravate me. Vegas is worse than us. 81 overall. We're 2 overall better, and we're 0-6. Now I'm not asking for us to be 6-1 or even 5-2, but give me a win. Just one win would be pretty cool. Bo Nix has been he's been lackluster this whole rebuild. Same with RJ Harvey. Duval leading the way in yards and touchdowns. The O-line's okay. Nakobe Dean leading the way in tackles. Nick Bonito in TFLs. Nick Bonito in sacks. Only 5 sacks so far on the year. That is, and not a lot of interception. Patrick Surtain is a fantastic corner. And he should get interceptions regardless. So this is tough. Now we have some trade offers for Jonah Ellis, which I will listen to, but not for any of these players. I'm good. Yeah, I'm good. No, we're gonna keep them, especially with the loss of Dre Greenlaw. You never know who you're gonna get next year. We just got to finish this season out. This one's a wash. And 5-12 is how we end it. It is what it is. It's a great draft pick, bottom of the AFC. Not the last. And we got to find a way to get Bo Nix playing better because he hasn't been good. RJ Harvey hasn't been good. Marvin Mims leads the way in receiving. Duval might be good enough for a rookie of the year in a depth trait. Rasheed Walker was not great, even though he's the best. Nakobe Dean, pretty good. Nate McDonald led the way in TFLs, so I do like that. Nick Bonito in sacks, Porter with 5.5, McDonald with 4, Savion Jones had 1. Not great sack numbers out of the group. Patrick Surtain with 6 interceptions, Brandon Jones with 3, Barron with 3, 2 for Greenlaw, 1 for a couple others, even the rookie in there. Yeah, this year's a wash. I'm okay with that. I think we had a couple depth traits we might be able to look at. I think the middle linebacker was the main one. I don't think we had any on offense. It was just Foster, who is star dev. Stanford up to a 72. I mean, not great. McDonald playing pretty well. I would love a defensive rookie of the year, but I don't think 12 TFLs is really enough to get it, to kind of move that. So we're just going to have to hope that maybe they're enough to get them to star dev. And yeah, not going to be in any of those two conversations as we were not good enough. Offensive player of the year, nobody on the list. Defensive player of the year, Nick Benito at 6. Offensive rookie goes to Cody Duval, so he will get a dev trait. Defensive rookie, McDonald's at 5. So it was not enough. Foster's at 9. Yeah, just not enough to get him there, sadly. Quarterback, no. Running back, no. Receiver, probably on the list is Duval. Quentin Miners on the list for offensive lineman. Defensive lineman, I doubt we have anybody on the list. Linebacker, Nick Benito at 2. Defensive back goes to Travis Hunter with Patrick Surtain at 2. Best kicker, Loop is at 10. So, we get some. We get some. That is better than nothing as Philly takes on the Buffalo Bills in the Super Bowl. And the Buffalo Bills win the Super Bowl. Josh Allen winning the Super Bowl MVP. Time to take a look at our dev traits, see who went up, see who went down. I have a feeling it might have been a lot more down than up, as Duval does go up to star dev. Vele goes back down. McGlinchey loses his. We need to find a right tackle replacement. Hopefully we can do that in the free agency and we don't have to go to the draft. Benito goes up to superstar dev. Nakobe Dean goes up to star dev. Chris Abrams Drain goes up to star dev. So we are developing a little bit. We really need a defensive tackle. And I think we have to replace Brandon Jones, our free safety, that we could probably move Riley Moss to. And we need to replace Mike McGlinchey. And then receiver and running back are the big two. Like, those have got to be our top 2 targets this year in the free agency. And I got a better idea. We're bringing in Brian Branch. I know we have Hufanga at the strong safety spot. We're moving one of them over. Brian Branch is coming to Denver. Yeah, he's going to be here. Now, what did I say we need? We need a right tackle. That might just have to be a draft thing, to be honest with you. That's a pretty good looking board. I think if we can get everybody, that's great. We get Brian Branch. We get Vita Vea. Nick Herbig is not going to sign with us, but I'm fine with those two. We can focus a right outside linebacker in the draft. It was our focus position. We get these guys added into the lineup, see how that adjusts the team and what our draft needs are, really. I mean, look, receiver is the number 1 draft need. Right tackle we can make do with for another year. I'd like to get one, but we can make do. We do have Jonah Ellis over here on the side, so he will be good enough. You get Brian Branch over here, a great secondary, a decent enough linebacker core with Nakobe Dean, Benito, and Foster. Like, they're good. The D-line, you add Vita Vea. Now, I know he's not great, but he is going to be a filler piece for a year, so I'm fine with that. McDonald, give him another good year. I think we can make this work. Again, it's just comes down to our drafting ability and can we draft superstars. All right, well, we have pick 7, and there is one guy that's not going to be on the board that I think was our obvious. Actually, there's 2 guys not on the board that I thought were our top 2 guys. Unless Leon Townsend looks way better. He looks decent, but he didn't look as good as the other 2. Now, he's got a lot of A's. I'm going to go with him. Leon Townsend. He's the pick. Ranked at 48, hidden dev, okay. I just felt like we were worse off there than we were receiver, even though I think receiver is something we really need to target, like right now. I think Parker Reddick is the pick. Looks pretty good, should be a hidden dev. Ranked at 12, hidden dev receiver. It looks like Bob Walker is going to be the pick here. A left guard, we're going to move him out. Ranked at 20. Hidden dev. He's going to be moved to right tackle. I wish I could have had drafts like this every other year. Round 3 to 4. This is who I'm going to go with. Another receiver. Let's just try to get the receiving core fixed. Another hidden dev player. Okay. We're getting Bo Nix some weapons. This was the guy I was looking at. Looks pretty good. I think he's going to be hidden. Ranked at 52. Hidden dev. 91 speed. He's taking RJ Harvey's spot immediately. And this was the draft we wanted. Leon Townsend, 74 overall, hidden dev. Reddick, hidden dev receiver. Bob Walker, we are going to move out to right tackle, and he's probably going to start, pending what kind of like overall dip he takes. But Mike McGlinchey is really aging. So I think this guy can just hop right in there. And I mean, he actually gains an overall, goes up to 74. I think he gains. I think he was 73. Lamarcus Jackson, another hidden dev receiver that we took that I'm going to be sure to get playing time. Andrew Richards, 74 overall, gonna see the field immediately. And then we got 3 other guys. Now, I don't know if we'll just put them in the lineup and see if they're hidden dev or not. And with year 4 here, this is what the team's looking like. I feel really good about this team now. We have some receivers that are showing potential, a new young running back. It took me a little longer than I'd like to get him. A new right tackle that is hopefully gonna take over and be really good. I thought he was a pass protector, but apparently power is scheme fit on the right side. So, it is what it is. He's going to be there, and he's going to start. Defensively, we had Townsend, who looks really good. Vita Vea, just a plug-and-play guy to buy us a year. Bring in Brian Branch. This is one of the best. I mean, this is probably the best secondary on any teams right now. So, I'm just hoping that these guys play good. I'm hoping that, we can get a win. Or get some wins, make it in the playoffs, and actually get this team developing, because that's what it takes to develop players is wins. Well, and this is the best midseason so far. 4-2. I know we were 4-3 once, but 4-2 with a receiver breakout. You throw that little detail in there, and it takes it over the top. I am curious to who it is. I'd like somebody good. Cody Duval. Okay. I did not mean to do that. I wanted medium. 6 receptions and 2+ touchdowns. That seems tough. Actually, I don't know. I like that better than the yardage ones. Focus scouting, we are going back to defensive end. I would like to move... I don't know why I did that. I'd like to move our left end back inside the defensive tackle if I can, because we're going to lose Vita Vea after this year. So I'd like to move him back in, get a different defensive end to replace him. And I would like to think that we might have some good dev traits waiting for us, as Reddick is just a star dev. I'm okay with that. Richard's star dev. Walker is a superstar dev. That was a great pick. Defensively, Townsend is just a star dev, and that was the only dev trait I think we had on defense. The team stuff's looking good. Stuff is looking good. We're on the up and up. Bo Nix finally playing good. 1,500 yards, 14 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Andrew Richards has some room to grow, but he's a rookie, so we'll be patient. Duval, 477 touchdowns. Mims, 403 and 2. Reddick with 339, 0 touchdowns. Copeland with 4, though. Decent. That's some good blocking numbers. I'm okay with that. Nobody more than 2 sacks given up. Nakobe Dean in tackles, Antone Porter in TFLs, and Nick Benito in sacks as usual. Not getting the sack numbers from the rest of the team I'd like to see. Townsend has a pick. I don't know why that spot is a power rush scheme fit, because they drop back into coverage a lot, and it really should be like a pass coverage or a run stopper scheme piece right there. But, I can't control that. It is what it is. And we're going to see if Duval can get his... actually, before we do that, we do have some re-signing to look at doing. Bo Nix, obviously, Denver's probably going to re-sign him unless he falls off in the next year or two. As a third corner option, it's not bad. We still have a lot of money. I don't know about RJ Harvey or Jonah Ellis. See, the rest of these guys, we don't really have to re-sign. We can let them go if we want to. Like Jonah Ellis, he hasn't really started for us at anything in particular, so... we'll probably just leave that alone, and we're going to see if Duval gets that dev trait. Keep my fingers crossed. 6 receptions, 2 touchdowns, I think, is the hard part in the sim. We win the game, so we're 5-2 now. And he wasn't ready. But see, if I would have done the easy goal, it would have been like 100 yards or something. 100 yards and a touchdown. And we get a breakout scenario for Nakobe Dean, and it automatically gives him a superstar dev trait. Those are the ones you love. He gets a challenge, but you don't need the challenge. He goes up to superstar. Now, we have fallen off. We're 6-7. We're the 9 seed. We're on a crazy losing streak as we try to end it to go and work our way into the playoffs. Well, I can do you one better. We're worse than last year, 7-10. I just don't understand what. It's got to be our playbook. So look at our defense. Our defense was terrible in pass yards. We have insane corners and safeties. The team, I don't understand why teams are throwing all over us. Again, Nakobe Dean up to superstar dev is really cool. A team shouldn't be. We're 4 deep at corner. 2 of the best safeties in the league. Bo Nix, just an okay year. A lot of interceptions. Rushing numbers were okay. Marvin Mims, 1,003 touchdowns. Duval, 1,014. 9 and 4 for the rookie Reddick. Copeland probably going up in dev with double-digit touchdowns. Pretty good offensive line numbers. Darren Foster led the way in tackles. Antoine Porter in TFLs. I like that. Nick Benito in sacks. Nobody else with really, a lot of people with 3 sacks, but doesn't help us out. Surtain stuck at 6 interceptions. Jahdae Barron with 3. 1 for a couple other people. We're about to push into a year 5, like make it or break it. We haven't made the playoffs yet, which is astronomical because I feel like this year was the year that we kind of put it all together, or we're going to be able to, because of our roster and the rookies that we drafted. And we have we beat Baltimore at one point this year. We have a Baltimore-Dallas Super Bowl. I know that doesn't mean anything, as we're not going to find ourselves in those conversations like normal. Defensive Player of the Year, probably not going to be in that. Offensive Rookie, Reddick at 2, Richards at 3. That's upsetting. Defensive Rookie, Townsend at 2. Again, upsetting. Quarterback, no. Running back, no. Receiver, Duval is on the list. Offensive lineman, no. Defensive lineman, no. Linebacker, Nick Benito at 2. And Foster at 9. I like that. Best defensive back does go to Patrick Surtain. Okay, I'm okay with that. And kicker, Loop is at 4. We really needed some solid development from some of these guys as we try to find out who wins this terrible Super Bowl. And we were all right. It was going to be Baltimore from the get-go. Trenton Simpson, middle linebacker, Super Bowl MVP. And we didn't have any dev traits on offense. Again, developing, no dev trait gain though. I'm surprised Copeland didn't go up. Maybe he went up and then back down. Defensively, Nakobe Dean regresses. Riley Moss goes down. Abrams Drain goes down. A lot of people going down, including Vita Vea there. But, we knew that. He's not under contract next year. Gonna, again, try to sign some free agents. Try to draft some good players and just get this. Again, we should be winning. That's just what it is, plain and simple. All right, these are our 2 targets. Xavier Worthy, going to upgrade. Probably would get rid of Marvin Mims at this point, and Aleem McNeil, just to try to improve that defensive line. Take over for the loss of Vita Vea. We get both of them. I know Aleem McNeil's old, but he's an 86 overall. He's good. Still under 30 technically. And Xavier Worthy is super fast, young, can probably take this offense to the next level as we get those players added in and onto the draft. All right, taking a 4th and a 6th for a free safety that is just a backup player. We're going to have to get a backup quarterback, some backup middle linebackers. But I'm really interested in maybe trying to improve that right end position if I can and get a just on top of it rookie if it's possible. And offensively, we don't even really need a lot. We now have 3 decent receivers, a good running back, a good O-line. I just don't know where to really improve this team in a draft. All right, well, there's one particular player that I am interested in getting that I think is still going to be on the board here. Tommy Jeffrey, a round 1 talent, looks pretty good. Hopefully can be that new right end we need. Ranked at 17, got him at 9. Hidden dev. Okay, now round 2. Getting a corner. We're going to have to say goodbye to some soon. So, normal dev. And probably not a great draft. 2 good players. Not a lot after that. But again, I was really just focused on filling positions. Not necessarily signing the best of the best. We just wanted some good backup players to get in there. We're now an 87 overall. We just got to get into this final year 5, and make our Super Bowl push. All right, well, it's the final year. It's now or never. is kind of what it's got to be. And I don't think in real life it's going to take Denver this long to kind of get into the playoffs and make it work. As they've got a really good coach. I think we're just a product of the simulation of Madden, and that's just what it is. But we've got some really good players on this team now. Aleem McNeil, Brian Branch, Hufanga, a lot of the key pieces that are still here. We added Porter. Brought in Jeffrey this year, already up to a 77 overall, one less than McDonald. So that's pretty awesome. Nakobe Dean, who had gone up to Superstar Dev. I wish he would have kept it, but it is what it is. Townsend we drafted. Foster we drafted. Brought in a lot of talent on offense. Brought in Worthy. Brought in Duvall. Brought in Reddick. Richards. Pretty much the entire O-line outside of Quinn Myers. Brought in Copeland. Got a lot of good pieces. We just got to get into the year and hope we can finally get this thing figured out. Well, we may be on to something finally, as we are 6-1. Now, I don't want to speak too soon because I have seen stuff like this flip around on me and then go like 6-11. It's happened, but Bo Nix is on fire. 1,800 yards, 18 touchdowns, 5 picks. Andrew Richards is doing okay, 383, 4 touchdowns. Receiving, Parker Reddick leading the way, 629 and 8 touchdowns. That's awesome. Worthy, 361 and 3. Duvall, 339 and 3. The offensive line looks good. Miners hasn't given up a single sack. I don't like that Rasheed Walker is giving up a lot, but it's okay. Hufanga leading the way in tackles. Nate McDonald and TF, I don't know why he's on the field. And Antone Porter in sacks. Nick Benito right below him. Jeffrey with 3 sacks. That's the most we've seen out of a rookie so far. I like that. Nakobe Dean with 2 picks. Mathis, the rookie, with 2. 1 for Hufanga and 1 for Patrick Surtain. I think those numbers are going to pick up for those guys as long as we keep winning. Now, do we know? I don't think we had but the one dev trait, and that was on Jeffrey, I believe. No, we didn't have any on offense. Defensively, yeah, Jeffrey, we don't know it yet, but we're getting close. So we're not going to look into the, National Focus Scout or the re-sign. I mean, we can look at who we need to re-sign. Probably not going to do it because I'm hoping this is our last year. I hope we have a walk-off Super Bowl year to just kind of finish it. And, if not, I think we at least make the playoffs. We just got to get there. Well, we got close. And this makes me hate this game. Actually, that's not what I wanted. I wanted to look at where is it at? The schedule. Because, man, were we on a roll. We were crushing, right? Mid-season? 6-1 at the mid-season. Then we lose. 6-3. 9-4. I stop here to slow sim at week 14. We're at the bye. We're 9-4. Lose to Jacksonville. Lose to the Texans, beat the Colts, lost to the Raiders. We go 1-4 in our last 5 games and drop down to the 7th seed. But Bo Nix had a decent year. 4,200 yards, 35 touchdowns, 14 picks. Rushing, Andrew Richards, almost 1,000, 13 touchdowns. I like that. Parker Reddick, 1,400 yards, 18 touchdowns. That's a huge year out of him. Rasheed Walker still gave up a lot of sacks. Defensively, Nakobe Dean led the way in tackles. Tommy Jeffrey in TFLs. And Nick Benito in sacks with 8. Aleem McNeil with 8. 6.5 for Antone Porter. Tommy Jeffrey with 5.5. I'll take it. 4 picks for Nakobe Dean. 2 for Hufanga, Surtain, Mathis. 1 for Benito, Drain, and Riley Moss. Good enough stat year. We didn't do a lot when it came down to it. What did our defense rank? Our opponent's points per game were high, but we were just middle of the road, offense and defense, which is crazy. An 89 overall team. Now we got to take on the 13-4, 84 overall Ravens that were 3rd in offense, 2nd in opponent's points per game. Team looks good, though. We're in a great spot. Defensively, Jeffrey is just star dev, but he's already up to an 80 overall, so he's playing better than anybody we've had at that right end spot since the first year of John Franklin Myers. The rest of the team looks good. It's time for us to hop into this playoff game and see if we can take down the Baltimore Ravens. All right, let's see. They take a 7-0 lead. We try to run the ball a lot for a team that's not built for it, even though we should be, as I've tried to develop. Now, we have a tie game. We're up 21-14, 21-17, 28-17. I just need us to make sure... All right. I'm going to hop in here. solely for the fact of I see Bo Nix throwing this game away. Now it's 3rd and 6. I think a first down does a lot, and we're just going to get one with Bo Nix's legs. Now I saw the tight end open there. I did. I just didn't want to try to make that throw and it be incomplete while I was already taken off. As we're going to hit Richards, we got some good blocking. Stay in bounds, let the clock tick, and we're just going to try to burn this clock down. Let it burn. They're going to have to start using timeouts. I think we get one more first down, this game's over. One more first down, this game's over. Now, I don't know if we can do it on the ground against this team. I have not been given faith, as the offensive lineman just threw him right into us there. That could have been bad lane management by me. 100%. As I should have known that Xavier Worthy was not going to go after that guy. They're going to call a timeout. But guess what we're going to do? We're going to come out here with Bo Nix, and we're going to QB sneak it. 4th and 1, game on the line, bring out the tush push. That's not even really in the game. They should add it to the game. I don't know if it'd be stoppable, though. And end it. They're out of timeouts now. 1:52 left. I think there's still might technically be a little bit of a way they could stop it, but if we play it right, it's game over. Especially with the first down here that we are going to get, and then we're just going to stop. We could have taken that into the end zone, really. There was part of me that really wanted to, but that's game over. 38 seconds left, up by 3. And yeah, they can get that. That does it. Gonna go ahead and just finish that one off to the end. Game over. We take down Baltimore. I'm really shocked by that because I didn't think we'd be able to do that at all. It looks like Bo Nix had a day. 329, 3 touchdowns. Did throw a pick. Andrew Richards, a pretty good day. Receiving, Parker Reddick, 118 and 3 touchdowns. Duval had 84 yards. It's pretty good numbers. Look at Tommy Jeffrey, 2 sacks. They got Mike Green, who had a sack, and another player that had the interception. It looks like they've done a decent job of building the team. It just doesn't equate to the overall that they have. Well, we're running the gauntlet because we just took on and beat the number 2 team in Baltimore. Now we have the number 1 team in Buffalo at 15-2. Another team that we have several overall points on. And, another game that I'm not so confident that we're going to be able to get the win. Well, Buffalo has home field advantage as we go to the end. I'm sure that's going to help them a good bit. We do score first. 14-0. We have a lead. 14-7. We just got to keep our foot on the gas. 21-7. And we never had to change playbooks, and we are... this is a close one. All right. We're going to take it a play at a time. I don't think we're going to be able to stop them from scoring because they need it. And this is when we're going to come in. 2:38 on the clock. We can really get a game-winning field goal if we set this up right, which is kind of what I'm hoping to do. As we hit Copeland, the tight end, get a big gain up the field down to the 46. Bo Nix is already close to 300 yards. Yeah, pretty good. We're going to go ahead and hike this. We're going to hit Duval, get a first down, go to the 2-minute. I'm feeling pretty good about this. I'm feeling pretty good in this situation that we're in. I think we're knocking on... Oh, he read that. He fooled me. I saw him start to follow the drag is what happened. He started to follow the drag, and I had decided at that moment I was hitting that angle. As we're going to hit Reddick, get upfield. 3rd and 1, 150 left on the clock. I think we're going to go to the slip screen here. Now, this is risky. It's not really where I like to go with the slip screen. And Richards is going to push him off, get the first down barely. Yeah, that was a disaster. That did not go the way I wanted it to. Now we're just going to try to make a read here. Yeah, he didn't seem fast enough for me to be able to get around him Or, like, he didn't get in fast enough. Look, we just got to burn timeouts now. Burn timeouts. I'm just going to run directly into people. Hope that I can get a first down on a 3rd and 7 here. Going to try this play again. It generally works pretty well. As Reddick is going to get the first down. They're going to use their last timeout. Now we can take a lead. They don't have any time. Now I don't plan on giving them the ball back, as Richard's going to stay on his feet. 15 for 40, though, is terrible. We're just going to run again. 36 seconds left. I'm going to go ahead and hike it. And call our first timeout. 30 seconds left. We're on the 4. I'm not throwing this football. I don't know what these guys' problem is. We have all our timeouts. I'm keeping this on the ground. If we score, we score, but oh my gosh. Why that? No, that was insane. I hate that runoff it does there. And we win. 0's on the clock. We go up by 2 points. Beat Buffalo in the divisional. Now we just have to make it to the AFC Championship game. I mean, Bo Nix played a game. 331 and 3 touchdowns. He was zipping that ball. Andrew Richards, not great. Receiving, it looks like Reddick, 95, 3 touches. This dude's insane. Defensively, do we have any sacks? Nick Bonito with 2 sacks. Tommy Jeffrey with a sack. Pretty good. No interceptions on the game. It's a win. And now, the Tennessee Titans. Those are the 6th seed. Barely beat us out. I mean, they did beat us this year, so that is something. Now, if they have the luck we had with players that we beat in the regular season that made... I mean, we're 6 overall advantage. That is not a great sign for us. I don't trust it in Madden. I could have a 10 overall advantage, and I would feel like we are going to lose, because that's the way Madden works sometimes. Tennessee starts out with we start with the ball, and they get it back immediately. It looks like it's a little bit of a turnover game as we take a 7-point lead. We just got to be able to build on it. Our defense needs to step up. So, 21-21. Oh, okay. I didn't realize how much time had gone down. Now we have all 3 timeout. It won't let me call a timeout. What are we doing here? There we go. We get the first down. We're getting close to in range. Now we have all 3 timeouts, which tells me that we can throw the ball in the middle of the field. We're in the same situation we were last week. We have to drive down. We have to get a touchdown. Throw that away. I did not like that. I was hoping that Xavier Worthy was going to break over the middle open, and he just never did. They kind of covered it the whole way. I mean, as much as I would love to just be not in the predicament that I am in, here we are. Get out of bounds. Get a gain of 10. I don't want to run the ball, though. I want a closer field goal than this. So that's just what we're going to do. Now, I don't like it. Okay. That was terrible. Give me another play like this. Now, I have a feeling they're going to try to jump this one. No, Bo Nix is just going to miss it. 9 seconds left. We gotta make this one work if it's going to. All right, that's a timeout. Now, this is the problem. We're going to have an iced kick. Yeah, iced kick. We got to make an iced kick, or this game's going to overtime. I don't like ice kicks. I think, yeah, I just missed that. Well, we're just in it now. The Titans received. I'm going to hope that we can get some pressure on Cam Ward. Not that... we have shown to all day. Now that was a little bit of a weak one. Bring the blitz on Cam Ward. Bring the blitz. I want to see him sweat. Riley Moss, you got to jump that. I think we have a good enough team that I can blitz like this. All right, we force a 4th down. Look at that, Aleem McNeil getting in there. Now we just got to drive down the field and score. Give me a Jerry Jeudy or an Xavier Worthy one-shot touchdown. No, they're going to get in. We get a gain of 5. This has been Bo Nix's worst game so far. 2 interceptions, 2 touchdowns. I mean, 200 yards, almost 300 yards passing, as Richards is going to get the first down. He hasn't ran the ball a lot. It's probably because... Now, this guy's not going to get blocked. I just know it because he never is, even though the... Oh, Reddick. I was hoping... All right. Okay. I'm okay with it. We're moving the ball. That's all we got to do. Just move the ball. I'd love a one-play touchdown, but... Not going to get it. Now, we are going to get a big gain to Copeland as he is going to break a tackle right there. Lower the shoulder. Get us down into the red zone. Or just outside the red zone, I should say. In field goal range, though. Duval, you're going to streak. I'm going to like this. And Xavier Worthy's into the end zone on the deep in route. That's a touchdown. That's game over. We take down Tennessee in a battle. It was a battle. Doesn't look like Bo Nix played the best game. You know, that was kind of us. You leave it on the computer. Cam Ward probably outplays him. Richard, not near the runs that he's had the last couple games. Xavier Worthy with a big day. Trent Copeland. Now, a lot of the Copeland stuff was us. I think we had his long of 41. Duval, pretty good. Parker, Reddick, not as good of a day as what he's had previously, or the last 2 games, but leave that on Bo Nix. Nakobe Dean, Aleem McNeil with sacks. Roger McCreary had 2 interceptions. Jahdae Barron had 1. And just like that, and with a little help from the user, we're in the Super Bowl. Got to take on the Carolina Panthers. Got some stuff to look at. First, though, MVP, we're not going to be on the list. Coach of the Year, I figured we'd actually make the list this time, but we don't. AFC Offensive Player of the Year, Patrick Reddick is down at 4. Defensive Player of the Year, the Bills had both. Offensive Rookie, Mitch Petit, we don't have anybody on the list. Defensive Rookie, Tommy Jeffrey at 2. We were close. Best Quarterback, probably not going to be. Bo Nix is at 10. Running Back, Richards at 2. Best Receiver, Reddick at 2. We're just getting beat by the Bills here. That's just what it is. The Bills are apparently the best team. They've had everything but best running back and best linebacker. It's just Bills and Chargers. That's it. Nick Benito. We're in second place. Second place everywhere. That's a rough year. I guess they're just that good. I do want to see what our depth traits are going into the Super Bowl. I really think we should probably have some. Patrick Reddick goes up to superstar depth, so I like that. I'd like to see a Bo Nix one. Richards had a really good year. Maybe he got a depth trait. Defensively, Benito goes up to superstar X Factor. Hufanga goes up to superstar. Everybody else stays the same. It is what it is. I'm not super upset with it, especially getting some at the receiver position on offense. Now it's time for us to hop in here, try to take down what I would assume to be the Bryce Young-led Carolina Panthers. Now in Tampa, as always, we're going to the end of the game to see if we can sneak away with a win. As we take it's tied 7-7, 14-7. 14-7 still in the third quarter. We got a tight game. 21-7. We finally take a lead. 21-14. I'll say as soon as I speak. 24-14, and that ends it. 24-14. The Denver Broncos are your Super Bowl champions. It's about time we found our way in there. It was a battle. This rebuild was a battle. Bo Nix, a decent day. Andrew Richards, a pretty good day. Receiving, Trent Copeland, really good. I was calling him Patrick. Parker Reddick, it's their best draft pick so far. Probably the MVP. Defensively, what do we got here? Tommy Jeffrey with the sack. Aleem McNeil with the sack. Noel Williams had an interception. They offered us him via trade. Do we have any touchdowns? No defensive touchdowns. The MVP will go to an offensive player. And Parker Reddick, we get a receiver Super Bowl MVP. I haven't seen one of those actually in a while. Most of the time it's a defensive player or a quarterback. And that's going to wrap this one up, folks. We had a battle of a rebuild, man. This team, it's tough because of their playbooks, I think. You know, unless you change those, it's tough to get these guys playing good, and they need a lot. You know, I think Sean Payton does a great job with the receivers and the team that he has. I think in real life, R.J. Harvey is going to do a lot better than what he did for us here in Madden. I think their offensive line in real life is a lot better than it is here in Madden. So, you know, and I think with the addition of Evan Ingram, who we actually did move off early, but just because of his age in Madden, I think he can be a big-time weapon for Bo Nix, as he was for Trevor Lawrence. And in that Sean Payton style offense, I think they're going to work it out. But we worked it out. We got a new running back, Richards. We brought in Worthy. We brought in Duvall. Drafted Reddick. I mean, we drafted Duvall as well. So we drafted some good players. You know, we brought in Rasheed Walker, who's probably going to be a free agent next year. Drafted the 2 interior guys. Drafted Walker, who has been incredible. Drafted Copeland that first year, really good. Kind of danced around with D-tackle a good bit. You know, Aleem McNeil was here for the last year, got a Super Bowl. We had Vita Vea for a bit. You know, Antone Parker was there when we still had Zach Allen. Tommy Jeffrey, rookie, up to an 81 true overall. The linebacker core looks great. Brought in Kobe Dean, and he has been a shining star of this defense. Brian Branch was great. Nick Benito, obviously great. Hufanga, who they brought in real life, awesome. Jahdae Barron, that they drafted, is awesome. So that wraps this one up, folks. If you enjoyed the video, please be sure to leave a like. Hit that subscribe button. We're trying to build a great community over here. And we're on our way to 350 subscribers. We're only 9 short. So hit that sub button. Turn on the notifications so you see my rebuilds. I try to post a little bit more than once a week, but sometimes it's just once a week with, you know, life. And let me know down in the comments if there's a team that you want to see next. And until next time, y'all have a good one.